When the torture chamber of Dr. Sadism was announced, it was one of those titles that I was lukewarm on. Not 100% sold. It took you, lovely viewers out there, to kind of coerce me into picking this up. I was tainted a little bit by the Euro crypt of Christopher Lee's set that came out from Seven. A lot of people said not great films, and this was one of the films that was on it. Although the caveat being that this was the best film on that set. I was mildly curious after your comments telling me that this was wonderful, and I jumped into this horror film and almost just loved it from the start. We meet Christopher Lee, Dr. Sadism, Count Regular, which, who is being killed at the start of this one because he has been a serial killer. He has killed 12 young women.
Count Frederick Regular has been found guilty of torturing and murdering people in his castle at Andamine.
We don't know this, but he's kind of on a quest to kill 13 to gain immortality, but they catch him before the final one. He has his final victim all lined up. It doesn't go to plan, and he himself is killed by the community. We jump a number of years to a group of people are travelling.
Yes, it seems that beautiful young girl is going in the same direction.
Get in.
Bless you.
Things kind of go a little bit weird, crazy. We meet our characters, we watch them on their journey as they all kind of end up together as they travel towards this castle. Spooky things happen along the way, and I love the atmosphere and the colour and the use of some really wonderful sequences to get that creep factor going. There's a wonderful moment where the carriage is running through the forest and it comes across what can only be described as a field of hanging men. It's spooky, it's lit wonderfully, it just creates that kind of eerie feeling that this movie is going for. It builds up with some weird shenanigans that happen until we get to the castle, and then things just go crazy. We've got the torture sequences, we've got the real impact of the pole pit and the pendulum story, but that's just kind of aping on a little bit, and it jumps into some fun set pieces, and of course we get Lee back at the end of this one. Now, it does say starring Christopher Lee. He's there at the start, he comes in at the end for the climax, and when he's there, he's excellent, of course, as Christopher Lee. What else can we expect? But when he's not there, the film does a good job of keeping you entertained. You know, I'm there for Christopher Lee, but I don't miss him when he's not there because I'm compelled with the story, with the characters that we meet, with the journey that they are on, with the weirdness that they encounter and have to deal with.
Frederick, Count Regular, is risen from the dead.
Remarkably surprised by some of the shots in this, where I was just like, wow, that just looks awesome. The use of colour and how they use it on just certain scenes, like this sequence of the carriage just rolling up the road, it just looks wonderful. I just kind of appreciated that. The torture sequences aren't anything out of the familiar. We've seen it before, but they're given a kind of spin here that keeps it kind of fresh, interesting. You kind of know where it's going. I love the kind of supernatural element to this one, where we almost have like a group of zombies back from the dead looking to complete their last ritual. And I think it's fun and engaging. In the 85 minutes, it just zips along. You get that really wonderful start where that story could have been a movie itself. The tail end of it, we get the ramifications that happen to our main character, our main antagonist, and then we follow other protagonists through the story as just weirdness happens. And I kind of like their interactions being stuck together, having to have that conversation, the playful nature between Roger and Anathol, who you never feel that you get the real story from this character. He's pretending to be a priest of some sort, but our main character and us know that he is anything but that. A little bit too worldly savvy for this one. Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism was remarkably fun, incredibly colourful. I had a blast of a time watching this one. It kept me engaged, edge of my seat, and surprised by what was happening. You know, I'm familiar with Poe's stories. I'm familiar with many adaptations of it. This one felt rather interesting and unique. Let's dive into this disc, have a little look at some of the extras. Here we are in the disc for the torture chamber of Dr. Sadism. Let's go to the special features. You'll see we have a commentary with Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. Film locations 1967 versus 2020 featurette. This runs for 7 minutes 41. It's fine, but I've seen some other location footage extras recently that have really upped the game, and this kind of reverts back to the old ways that have lots of not great commentary with it. The Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism, German Super 8 digest version. I love Super 8 versions because they take a movie that's 90 minutes here and boil it down to 16 minutes 42 seconds, and it's wild what they cut out. It's really interesting. I love seeing these films just to see how they manage to get it down to these kind of run times. And we also have the Torture Chamber of Count Dracula, German Super 8 digest version. Now, I'm not really too sure what's going on here. It seems a lot like the same actors, same locations, slightly different story, I guess. But again, it's 16 minutes 1 second. It's a weird little oddity and a nice addition to the disc. The original German trailer is 3 minutes 13 seconds, and we have a modern trailer with some of the remastered footage, which is 1 minute 8 seconds. In addition to that, you get a small booklet inside this disc, which is 12 pages long and has the rise of German horror and the road to the torture chamber of Dr. Sadism essay within it as well. And that's the extras for this release. There we have it. Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism. Yes, I would say check this out. I had a blast with it. It was really fun and colourful and gory, entertaining. And when Lee is there, he's exceptional. But don't generally miss him when he's not there either. It's just like the cherry on top of this fantastic Sunday. Let me know your thoughts on the Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism in the comment box below, whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. All ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.